आज भारत एक नहीं बल्कि 2 मेड इन इंडिया कोरोना वैक्सीन के साथ मानवता की सुरक्षा के लिए तैयार है।
दुख भरे दिन बीते रे भैया, अब सुख आयो रे, रंग जीवन में नया लायो रे। दुख भरे दिन बीते रे भैया, अब सुख आयो रे, रंग जीवन में नया लायो रे। होए होए दुख भरे दिन बीते रे भैया, बीते रे भैया।
कमलेश जी, ओवर टू यू।
सभी को जय जिने नमस्कार। सभी हमारे साथी लोग और जो हमसे जुड़े हुए हैं, मैं सबसे पहले अपनी बात चालू करने के पहले एक एग्जांपल देना चाहूंगा। जिंदगी के पिच पर पिछले पूरे साल से कोविड नाम के एक बॉलर ने एक से एक बढ़कर एक घातक बॉडी लाइन बॉल डाली है। बाउंसर तो हम फिर भी खेल जाते हैं, पर ये तो बीमर्स और उससे भी घातक बॉल थी। पिछले पूरे साल डॉक्टर, स्वास्थ्य कर्मी, पुलिस और प्रशासन इस हमले से हम बचाने के लिए हमको मुस्तैदी से डटे रहे। कुछ बाल उन्होंने अपने सिर पर भी खाई है। इसी बीच साइंटिस्ट और फार्मा कंपनियां इस खेल के लिए नए नियम अपने काम में लगी रही और वैक्सीन नाम का एम्पायर ने कोविड नाम के बॉलर को इस खेल से बाहर निकालने के लिए पूरी तैयारी कर ली है। मैं आप सभी से अनुरोध करता हूं कि हमारी रक्षा करने वाले सभी योद्धाओं के लिए वर्चुअल एक्चुअल तालियां होनी चाहिए और वो भी जोरदार। थैंक यू।
So let's all, put our hands together, our resources together to stand behind these COVID warriors and to convey our support to them and also learn from them.
That has been the most cost-effective invention in the medical history. इसके मतलब 2-3 एग्जाम्पल्स है कि जब 1700 साल में पहली बार वैक्सीन का मतलब काम करना चालू हो गया और जेनर साहब ने स्मॉल पॉक्स वैक्सीन बनाई। वो स्मॉल पॉक्स वैक्सीन 1725 में काम चालू किया, मगर उसका एक्चुअल यूज होने के लिए 1796 को उजाड़ना पड़ा,
मतलब 75 साल के बाद
या 75 साल के बाद में। ओके, मगर ये पहली वैक्सीन ऐसी है कि जो डिसीज के लिए वो बनाई गई, वो पूरा डिसीज दुनिया से 1979 में बाहर हो गया। WHO ने डिक्लेयर कर दिया है कि पूरा यूनिवर्स, पूरा जग अभी वो स्मॉल पॉक्स से फ्री है। तो ये वैक्सीन की किमया है।
So I think we are not only a vaccine manufacturer, but we are a healthcare company. A lot of our business is also coming out with a lot of pharmaceutical product. In fact, we are the leading generic supplier in US, and according to the prescription in generic, we are the 7th largest generic player in the US market. So we've basically been supplying many drugs across the world, but also we manufacture a number of vaccines. So when this, as a company, we very strongly believe in innovation. And as a result, we have set up a special research and development wing in our company, which is called Vaccine Technology Development Center, which is located not only in India, in Ahmedabad, but also located in Italy.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody. My name is Krishna Mohan to talk about our company and our work on COVID vaccines. Essentially, Bharat Biotech is one of the youngest players in the vaccine arena. We are about 20 odd years, but what we are quite pleased about our work is that we have several new vaccines which we have brought into the world. What we are specifically proud is the work we have done on rotavirus vaccine, which has now been WHO pre-qualified.
Thank you. So this is the current status of vaccine. ये है अभी तक जो है बहुत सी वैक्सीन जो है इस समय करंटली जो है कल तक की WHO की रिपोर्ट के अनुसार 236 वैक्सीन जो है डिफरेंट फेजेस में, 173 जो है ऑलरेडी जो है आपके प्री क्लिनिकल में है, 9 और 63 जो है क्लिनिकल में है, जिनमें से 9 तो ऑलरेडी अप्रूव हो
और
चुके हैं।
जब हम वायरस को देखते हैं तो वायरस होता है एक प्रोटीन का बैग और उसके अंदर होते हैं उसका जीनोम, और इस वायरस में ये आरएनए का जीनोम है और बहुत सारे अक्षरों से शब्द बनते हैं। अगर एक अक्षर में अंतर हो जाता है तो इसे हम म्यूटेशन कहते हैं, और म्यूटेशंस कभी वायरस को बदलती हैं, कभी नहीं बदलती। तो ये म्यूटेशंस को कहते हैं सिनोनिमस म्यूटेशंस और नॉन सिनोनिमस म्यूटेशंस।
सो पहले जब पेशेंट बीमार होता है तो सबसे पहला काम होता है कि उसको अपने सिम्टम्स का पता होना चाहिए कि आज के समय में किसी को बुखार हो रहा है, उसके साथ में खांसी गला खराब हो या ना हो, या किसी का टेस्ट स्मेल चेंज हो रहा है, उसे तुरंत टेस्ट करवा लेना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर आप जल्दी डिटेक्ट करेंगे तो आप दूसरों को स्प्रेड करने से बच जाएंगे। क्योंकि ऐसा पाया गया है कि हाउस होल्ड में एक व्यक्ति जब अपने आप को डिटेक्ट करवाता है, उसके बाद होम आइसोलेशन का बहुत कम प्रभाव रह जाता है, क्योंकि 90% हाउस होल्ड लोग उससे पहले ही इन्फेक्टेड हो चुके हैं।
Relating to the use of fetal bovine serum, this is though it is obtained from the bovines, this is a media used for the growth of the virus cells. Actually, this is a very good medium for proper yield and quality. However, after multiplication of the virus in the media, then they will do the purification. In the end product is again remain it is a killed virus only. There won't be any even traces of fetal bovine serum in the final product which is going to be injected. So this is assurance we are giving on behalf of the approval authority. There are no any traces of any fetal bovine serum in the final product. Final product is this is just used as a media only. Yes, Kailash.
So one more common doubt which people are having is, we are talking about an efficacy of 70%, 60 to 70%. The doubt raised is, what about the remaining 30% or 40%? So after having taken 2 doses of vaccine, after that, if they don't develop the immunity, so what happens to them? Are they supposed to take both the vaccines again, or they are, 2 shots of vaccine again, or they'll just be given another booster? Any answer for that?
Yeah, this is a good question. See, I think everybody may be knowing till now, either a drug nor any vaccine is 100% safe or 100% effective. Till now, there is no vaccine which is 100% effective. That's the reason, even being a pandemic situation, the WHO put the minimum efficacy is only 50%. Your question is, if the vaccine is effective for 70 people, the remaining 30 people, there is a chances of they will become a COVID positive. That is the question. But if you see in this percentage, for example, some vaccines are 90 to 95% efficacy. Okay, every individual is different with respect to their immunity power. Those, for example, naturally they have a less immunity. Even after vaccination also, their immunity may not be so sufficient to handle that virus. And that if that virus kind of contamination happens, a very high concentration. For example, if 200 virus particles are there, it may not lead to any infection. If it is 2000, maybe in much higher quantities of the virus, if you inhale, then only for the weaker immunity people, it may not able to work. So the rest, as you said rightly, they may need an additional boosting dose.
Okay.
I think Kailash, I can do one thing. We can, just for the sake of time, I have noted down all the questions. I will read the question briefly. I will give answer also, if you permit.
Yes, sir.
And I'll just add to that. You don't need 100% of the people to be having complete immunity. अगर अपन even 70, 80, 90% को population को अपन immunize and effective immunity कर सकते हैं, वो काफी होगा और वो epidemic धीरे धीरे कम होकर अपने city से, अपने देश से दूर चले जाएगा.
That's great. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ishwarji. And yes, you can, if you have the questions, you can give the question and answer straight away.
Yeah. So I think the one question is that the Pfizer and other companies, they have approved outside India, but still
Correct.
it is not approved in India. It is
Yes.
not available. So in fact, to Pfizer, they made application to us, and then we requested them. They had to make a presentation before our expert committee. Because of the time schedules and because of many other things, they are not able to attend. Probably, I think once they will come to us, then we will review their status, and we will take a proper call. At present, they made application, but they yet to make a technical presentation before the committee. That is about the Pfizer status. Second question is when this vaccine is available in the private market.
Correct.
So as our Honorable Prime Minister repeatedly saying, this vaccine should be made available initially in the phase 1 to the healthcare workers and the frontline workers. So that's why the first 3 crore population is in the first phase. Second phase, another 30 crore people, that will be for the comorbidity and the other more than 50 years age old people. Then later on, this will be definitely, once there will be more manufacturers, more capacities will come, then it will be made available in the public. So if you make immediately available in the public, the person who may not required immediately on priority basis. So first we have to identify the priority community. So that's why the government has identified the priority community as first preference is given to them. Probably in the next maybe another 45 days to 2 months period, it may available in the open market. And there's another question, whether overseas Indians can get this vaccine from India. This is a very good question. And I think definitely, as I said, we have a more than 200 billion vaccine capacity production. And once the minimum need of high risk people, they have taken care in India, then definitely government will allow export to the other countries. And I'm sure this will be available to the overseas Indians also. And another one question they ask you, what is the status of nasal vaccine? This nasal vaccine, at present, they have completed the preclinical studies. Now they have submitted application to us for approval to conduct phase 1 clinical trials. That is first in humans. So this is at present, this is the status. It may take at least another 4 to 5 months time to come into the market. And somebody's asked me, what is the meaning of a clinical trial mode? Because of one of the vaccine we have approved with the clinical trial mode of the Covaxin. The clinical trial mode means because of this efficacy of this data is yet to come, we have put this condition. Clinical for Covaxin, the person who is going to take a vaccine, they have to give an informed consent form. That means that nurse will brief all the details about the vaccine. The efficacy data is still pending, still if he is interested or not, and what are the possible effects with that vaccine. All details are informed to the vaccine receiver. If he agree, then he will sign that informed consent. Second is there is a close monitoring on the safety of this vaccine. After giving the vaccine, somebody will follow up with them. Is there any problem they are facing? Third is, if something goes wrong with the vaccine to that person, there is a provision for compensation. This is very important. So that person will get compensation in case of any vaccine related injury or any effect. And somebody asked me, what are the difference between Covaxin and Covishield? So Covaxin, the restrictions what we have kept, Covishield is different. For Covishield, there is no informed consent form. There is no compensation provision there. And however, the safety monitoring is remains same. And what is the gap between the 2 doses? So the gap between the 2 doses is 4 weeks. So that is 28 days from the first dose and between the second dose. And the next question is, the patients, those who are recovered from the COVID infection, whether they require a vaccine. Initially, they may have the antibodies, depends upon the severity of the infection they had. But I think once the healthcare workers and all the needy people has taken the vaccine, then it is advisable for them also to take a vaccine. And somebody asked me, what are the side effects of this vaccine? Side effects, generally, there are no any serious side effects. All are minor side effects. Major side effect will be pain at the injection site. That is one. Some cases there will be a fever, some cases an abdominal pain and some nausea. And somebody asked me, vegetarian vaccine. This is a very good question. These vaccines are made with the virus. this is a killed virus and otherwise some part of the virus. If you see all human beings, irrespective of their religion, caste, everybody will have the virus or bacteria in humans. Even for example, whenever everybody will get some infection, that infection, even I think most of the community people will have a common cold. So common cold means you have influenza virus in your body. So having the virus, whether it is a vegetarian or non-vegetarian vaccine, I think it will be difficult to this thing. But end of the day, our health is more important than our survival is more important than any other thing. So I think this way. I think every day we will inhale the bacteria also. So bacteria is going inside our body even through the inhalation. So I think this we may be not to be much worry about this because our
Yes,
health is more important.
this is a common question which comes up कि क्या वायरस जीव है या अजीब है? ये philosophical question है, ये scientific question नहीं है, but religious implications होते हैं, बातें करने में अच्छा लगता है, but generally आपको जो protection मिलेगा और जो आप benefit दे सकते हो society से vaccine लेने से वो बहुत benefit होगा rather than worrying about that if we're not allowing the virus to be multiplied, to be killed. I think there is no concern in my mind that we should be thinking about Jiva Jeev at the virus level. Let us work on Jiva Jeev at the human level, at the broader level, that we have to protect every life that's possible.
Thank you,
Dr.
Dr.
Manoj,
Manoj, for the clarification.
Manoj,
So,
another thing is, if the people can really follow the principle of Jainism in other aspect, there can be a huge benefit. They have forgotten the other aspect of vegetarianism.
आप देखिए, आप immune system की तरफ से देखिए जो बताया, if we do not smoke and do not drink alcohol and do not eat meat, your immune system is benefited. You have all the antitoxins and all of those things from vegetables, and certainly not any harm from from smoking or alcohol. So it makes a huge difference what Jain philosophy and religion is telling us.
yeah. So I think the next question is the duration of the immunity. Once, for example, if you have vaccinated, how many months or years that vaccine, that your body will be protected from this virus. So because of this vaccine is developed in a very short period. So as on date, the data is available for 5 to 6 months period. At least, there will be assurance for 6 to 9 months period. However, the long term, the study will continue, clinical trials will continue even after the approval. So maybe the time will decide the duration of the immunity. And second question is, of course, it is not related. Somebody's asked me e-pharmacy, when the e-pharmacy rules will come. This is this already draft notification we have published. Sorry?
Is it for this Pharmacy Council of India?
This is with the government of India. Yeah,
no, that excuse me, telemedicine has been approved by the National Medical Commission.
Sir, they are asking for the e-pharmacy, not the telemedicine. Say retail pharmacy medicines through retail. Okay. And another very good question somebody has asked me, once if you take vaccine, whenever you will get infected, whether that vaccinated person will transmit to the other people that virus. This also study is not scientifically, there is no any evidence. After taking vaccine, you are not able to transmit the virus. But probably when this nasal vaccine will come, definitely the research will prove whether the further transmission from the vaccinated person will be preventable. And somebody after vaccination, whether still the distance and the mask wearing and the maintaining the distance, whether schools will be open, whether theater can be open, whether I can hug my people. I think somebody is asking multiple questions on that, whether vaccine. See, vaccine is not like, it is any amrut. If you take this, then you are away from everything. So this will give some protection to you. Okay, that's why, even today our Honorable Prime Minister has requested all the public, even after vaccination, you continue your, wearing the mask and maintaining the distance and sanitization, because of the science is still yet to be prove all these conditions. Maybe the time will decide once the lot of data is generated scientifically, whether whether mask, whether we can hug the people, or whether our theaters can be opened, the time will decide that. And next question, whether this is safe for the infants, whether the vaccines can be used for the infants. So at present, all the clinical trials have been conducted on adults, that is 18 years and plus. So that's why the vaccine has been approved for the age 18 years and above. I think the research, the clinical trials is yet to be conducted on children and infants. I think once the trials is conducted, then we can look into that based upon the safety and efficacy of the vaccine in the children's. And another is choice of vaccine. So when multiple vaccines are available, so which vaccine is somebody should select. I think one thing which everybody should understand: whatever vaccines approved by the regulatory authorities or the government, all are safe, all are efficacious. So we may not able to compare this like comparing the two different fruits, whether apple is better or mango is better. But once this vaccine has been approved, where safety efficacy has proven, I think there is no any harm in taking any particular. You can take any vaccine as per availability of that vaccine for you. So next question is, somebody is asking what is the difference between efficacy of vaccine and effectiveness of the vaccine. So the only difference is efficacy of the vaccine is proven during the scientifically designed clinical trials on a limited population. Effectiveness means once the vaccine is approved, it is used in a mass population where the real world activity of the vaccine, real world. So for example, now government is going to give 3 crore people this vaccine. So tomorrow, out of 3 crore, how this vaccine is really affecting? The data generated from the 3 crore people, that is going to be reflect the vaccine effectiveness. So during the clinical trial, we can detect only vaccine efficacy. And so the next question, they asked me combination of vaccine. That means the first dose, somebody is taken Covishield, whether second dose can be taken with the other manufacturer vaccine. So at present, it is not advisable because of the vaccine interchangeability studies is yet to be done. So it is advisable to take first and second dose of the same manufacturer. Please don't interchange the vaccine until unless the science will prove that. The next question is why clinical trial should be continued after the approval also. So these approvals has been done only on a limited data. The clinical trial will continue. The patients will be, there's a subject, vaccine receiver will be monitored, maybe 3, 4, 5 years to understand the duration of the immunity, long-term side effects, many things they will observe. The trials are going to be continued. And what is the statistical assessment of the vaccine with respect to the efficacy? If you see Covaxin, the manufacturer claim in the application at the initial stages, at least minimum 60% of efficacy. I think that will be probably in the results, it may be little higher or maybe near to that. That results will prove that. And final question, somebody's asked me, why Honorable Prime Minister not taken vaccine yet? I think, Prime Minister is very, very clear. The first priority is healthcare workers. The first priority is frontline workers. This is a very, sensitive issue. If Prime Minister will take a vaccine, there may be many politicians, whether it is ministers or MPs, MLAs, we have a very good number of people. So they may, it will be, we have to take a very balanced view. So our Honorable Prime Minister is very clear. The first preference is not politicians. First preference is to the healthcare workers. In fact, the Honorable Prime Minister last time also is requested all the political leaders, you please don't violate your queue. There, your number also will come one day. Please don't bypass the queue. It is very loud and clear statement by Honorable Prime Minister. I think when the time comes, definitely our Prime Minister also will take the vaccine. Dr. Kailas, if I miss any question, please let me know.
One simple question. I think that last answer was superb, sir. I mean, that was ultimate. I think nobody will have to now think about why PM has not taken the vaccine. Now, one question what one of the audience had asked was, now the recovery rate has been very high in our country. Now, when the recovery rate is so good, what is the necessity for us to take vaccine at all? But anyway, we are going to develop the immunity and we are going to come out of this entire problem. What is the necessity for taking the vaccine? Very simple
So may I come here? I just want to say something, about the recovery rate. The recovery rate is determined by the level of medical services. If the mortality is low, the recovery rate would be high. The COVID disease is basically has a natural process of recovery. So therefore, a good recovery rate does not preclude the utility of vaccination. Other thing, as a pulmonologist, I want to say that although people are recovering, but about 5% of people are having residual pulmonary fibrosis. And pulmonary fibrosis is such a sinister thing that people are breathless, they cannot walk, they can't climb stairs, although they have survived. And the SARS studies which have shown even after 3 years, 40% of the people who had corona SARS infection, not this one, the previous one, had fatigue after 3 years, So corona is a disease of lingering maladies. They have severe fatigue, they have pulmonary fibrosis, they have cardiac element, they have myocarditis, they have rhythm disorders, there are sudden deaths after that. We need to prevent all this with the help of vaccine, and I think vaccine is the biggest breakthrough which has occurred over last 100 years. Come to think of Spanish flu, where 50 crore people died. And if we didn't have good medical services and if we don't give vaccine, people will keep just dying. And as a physician, I can tell you the remdesivir does very little. It's not like treatment for tuberculosis or bacterial pneumonia. Only steroids have shown some mortality benefit. Nothing has shown mortality benefit. So therefore, vaccine is a must for the mankind. Thank you.
One more doubt people had was whether this vaccine will have how efficient will it be against the new strains which are coming up in UK and other places.
So I think about this new strains, Dr. Gagandeep Madam, she said very well. I think if Gagandeep Madam is there, I think she can answer much better.
No, I think, Madam?
Dr. Gagandeep Madam
I think Dr. Gilani can answer.
No, I'm not the best person to answer. I'm not a basic scientist.
Maybe Dr.
But the thing is that I'll just
Look,
recite
yeah.
what Dr. Gagandeep said, because the vaccine, the immunity that is given by the vaccine has got several targets. So therefore, a small mutation, not the antigenic shift, but the antigenic drift, which actually is synonymous with mutation, may not, I would say, may not affect the total effectiveness of the vaccine. It's slightly mitigated, but we should be hopeful that this vaccine will still be effective. Only, as Dr. Gagandeep recited, only the time will tell whether how effective this vaccine is. RNA viruses by nature keep mutated almost every month. So these mutations will keep on happening, and our scientists will have the responsibility of altering the vaccinations from time to time, as we do for influenza vaccine, as we all know. Thank you.
Yeah, so from what the studies that we know, the vaccines are effective for the mutant strain, the B117, which is the UK strain. More studies will have to be done, but right now, from the knowledge, that is relatively okay. There was another question that was relating to pregnancy and vaccine. Obviously, studies have not been done. We've looked at the studies in terms of what happened in the Pfizer study, or as well as Moderna, and women became pregnant while on trials. And generally in the US, the Obstetric Society, the OBGYN Society has said that it is safe, and they're recommending pregnant women to get the vaccine. However, we do not have data on that. Also, we don't have a good data on children. So generally in the US, we're not giving vaccine to children.
Dr. Kailash, I think with respect to the mutants and its effectiveness, the one hypothesis is the Covaxin, which is a whole virus killed vaccine. it has all proteins, not only spike protein, it have membrane, it have envelope proteins. So the hypothesis is this may be effective tomorrow for any other mutations also. But this is just a hypothesis. There is no any scientific proven study, or there is no clinical evidence till now with this mutation. I think Kailash, I seen two more questions. Somebody's asked me how to confirm antibodies. So after taking vaccine, how they will confirm that whether antibodies are there in that. There are so many laboratories in India. They will test the presence of antibodies by collecting the blood sample from that person. But these antibodies they can detect only after second dose. After second dose of 14 days. These antibodies are not able to produce. So it's not able to produce after first dose or immediately after second dose. These antibodies can be tested 14 days after the second dose. And one more question they asked that when this Cadila vaccine will come into the market. So now Jadus Cadila, they are going to start phase 3 clinical trial. Once they complete the phase 3 clinical trial, then the approval also will be given for them after satisfactory submission of the data. And one question they asked me about whether the trials has been conducted on different races. I think when these companies will do the trial, for example in India, so we will do the trials among all the different. We'll try to cover the entire India, this southern part, western, north, and northeastern side. And big multinational companies in overseas, they will do the trials in different countries. If you see, for example, AstraZeneca, they did in Brazil, they did in Asians, they did in the Europeans, and so there's a multi race communities generally part of the clinical trial. Over to Dr. Kailas.
Yeah, I think Dr. Upender is there. Upender Soni.
Yes.
Now platform is yours. You have to.
Thank you, Dr. Prasanna. On behalf of GITO and GITO Professional Forum, MPCG chapter, I am grateful to all eminent speakers who have spared time to deliver knowledge and health tips to us. We are grateful to all respected who have made this meeting successful. And there were huge number of participants, almost 900 participants. Kindly forgive shortcomings. ध्यान रखिए, मास्क से कोविड डरता है, इसलिए वैक्सीन के बाद भी मास्क बहुत है जरूरी. Thank you.
Thank you everyone. On behalf of GITO, I thank Dr. Kumani. I thank Dr. Reddy. Dr. Reddy has been, I think the name Ishwar is very good actually.